What up, guys? I think we should be live. Let me do a refresh here. Maybe one more refresh.
There it goes.
All right, yeah. I know it's a little lag, so. CSL, what's up, man? Lotus, how you doing? Good morning. We got Gus with us today, just like last week. No Mets in the shop today. He went back home. But yeah, I just figured this live, I need to straighten up the front end of the Outcast, the one I just rebuilt. I don't know if you guys this will pick up on camera, but if I put this tire straight, that one's way off to one side. So I'm gonna have to adjust those links there. Part of me was thinking about getting a new body for it, but honestly, I kind of might just leave it, just leave it a mess because she's been through a lot, so I think it'll show. What are you getting into this weekend, Gus?
Working on the vessel again. Hopefully we can get some it doesn't rain so we can actually get the get out there and do something. But we've had like rain and tornadoes all week, so
Yeah, I've seen it was actually on the news this morning. They were showing Wisconsin and all the damage. That's insane. Luckily it wasn't you, so
yeah, I was what would be about 2 miles away was the closest damage.
really.
Yeah.
That's some scary stuff, man. Mother Nature don't mess around.
Nope.
So it looks like we're slowly filling up. Yeah, there we go. What are you guys getting into this weekend? Again, the front end of the Outcast needs to be adjusted. It's like cross-eyed. It does not show how, like, it's so far off. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I did. I rebuilt that in the video I posted early this morning. Honestly, it was good to work on that thing again, man. I do love that truck a lot. And then the new M2C plate is I think gonna be pretty legit because I used to rip off that rear end. You know how on the 8S rigs they have that little plastic bump in the back on the bottom of the chassis that catches stuff, and I've ripped those out a lot.
Yep.
The way the new M2C one's set up, it eliminates that piece completely. So instead of like what Armor did with the 6S rigs with a metal plate there, it's literally just like a whole plate that covers most of the like halfway forward, I guess, from the bottom, and eliminates that piece completely. Because I ripped it off on my Mega Creighton too, so I have one for the Creighton actually here to put on. So this is the plate. Let me swap. So that's the plate that goes on the bottom, and then there's a new block design. So you would pull that plastic piece out, put this block over that aluminum that holds the pin in, and this screws into the back of that aluminum piece, and this goes underneath and just completely eliminates that plastic skid.
Yeah.
Pretty diesel. I don't think they're out yet. They should be posted on his site soon, I think. But I actually have to get the Outcast out to run it. Hopefully the weather holds out. It looks like it's clouding up right now, which is no good. But I also have to cut my grass before I do anything.
Me too. I didn't cut my grass since last weekend, and it is really long from all this rain.
Yeah, I haven't cut it once yet this year, so. But none of it was even, so I wanted it to all grow a little bit before I cut.
Yep.
What are you guys getting into? CSL, what's up, buddy? What are you getting into this weekend, CSL? Guys, let me know if this mic is too quiet when I stop talking, because I think the setting from last week from the rainstorm is still on. So if it sounds weird, let me know, like when I stop talking, even though I talk a lot. You guys probably get no background noise at all. With this one? There we go. I think I turned that off, so you get a little background noise, so it sounds a little real now. Mini Max, planting my garden. Hell yeah, dude. How do you like that Mini Max CSL? It looks cool. It really does. That and the Mini XRT looks pretty legit. I'd really like a Mini XRT. But I've been looking at a mini bike. I want to get a mini bike because I want to do stupid races around the track. It'll be super fun. So what do you want to tell people what you've done to the Vesla or what you're doing? Do you want to hold off for your video? Either way, it's fine with me.
Oh no, I can. It's no big secret. Basically the last time I've done so far, I put the tires on, I got the pipe on, and then I got a velocity stack with an air filter, but it's still lacking like low end power. And I think the spring is only a 5,500 engagement or maybe a 65. So I'm putting an 8,000 RPM engagement. Well, I did already. And that way, when you increase the engagement, it's kind of like gear, almost like gearing it down. So it should really help the power.
Very nice. What color is that spring? Red?
Yep.
I think I have one of those somewhere. I need to get mine out, but I have to run the Outcast first with this new plate and let Avery know how it does.
Yep.
And then go from there. But honestly, I'm pumped to run the Outcast anyway. It's been years. She's been retired for a minute.
Yeah, I have not run one of those in 2 years now. That's when I sold mine. Was 2 years ago. I need to get another one.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, it's like the Mega Crate is just a whole different beast. You really can't compare the two because honestly, that's barely even Arma anymore.
Yeah.
With the extended chassis, all that. That's literally just a front and rear bulkheads and the center diff. Everything else is like M2C'd out. So just the platform, like the Outcast platform, the 4S, the 6S. Well, the 6S notorious, but same thing. And the 8S, it's honestly the short wheelbase trucks are where it's at for me, man.
Yeah, it's nice to have both, just for the different types of driving.
Oh yeah, 100%. You really it's weird how much that little difference in length giggity makes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like just that little bit makes such a huge difference. But if you think about it, the kind of power you're running in these things doesn't matter how big it is, really. It's like you're putting that even 8S, not even talking about 12S, putting an 8S in something, that's a lot of juice, man. That's no joke. People don't realize, like, people put 8S setups in a Raminator, and that's an 80-pound rig, and that lifts the front end up.
Yeah. Yeah, and I forget how many it is, but I think an 8S motor, what is it, like 6 horsepower or 8 horsepower, something like that? I forget.
Yeah, and you think about like a 6 or 8 horse mini bike or go-kart, that moves my fat butt around. You know what I mean? And you're putting in something less than half or more. Yeah, less than half the size, I guess you'd say. So it's 8S is no joke. Don't get me wrong, 12S is awesome. But that's a whole different kind of animal. Absolute beast mode, man. Lotus, I don't know if you're still in here, but what are you up to, man? It looks like people might be busy this weekend. We're not as full as we normally are, unless I have it set up wrong. I don't think I do. I just want to double check. Because I did go through. I didn't forget what I normally forget, so that was good.
It shows up on my thing and everything. Should be good.
All right, cool. Like I said, it's a weird weekend anyway. Plus, the weather's getting nicer and stuff.
Yep.
And obviously, people are like KGM, he's a real adult. He's got a family and stuff to deal with. Not deal with, but like do stuff with. Didn't mean it to sound like that.
Yeah, and it is early. Like, it's only 9 o'clock for you, 8 o'clock for me, but you get over to the West Coast and it's still like 6 o'clock over there yet too.
Yeah, that's why I'm really debating pushing this to 10.
Yep.
Which kind of messes up my morning, but it kind of gives me an hour or two before to get stuff done.
Yep.
Because I normally start doing stuff at 10 when this ends. But I think 10 was a little better placement for going live for everybody. Obviously, still out west is like 7 a.m., but that's more doable than like 6, you know?
Yep.
Because I had a couple people said that they wish to start a little later, which I'll accommodate, you know? Still
Yeah.
work in progress.
Yeah, and I would agree. That's why it's hard for me to get here at 8 o'clock. Like I'm late or missed a couple, so.
Yeah. Well, you guys can even mention that too. You know what I mean? It's not
Yep.
just my show. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I really didn't, I'd think about it till just now.
but yeah, we can I'll definitely we'll try 10 o'clock next week. Just to make it a little easier for everybody to hop in and chill. But man, I am so pumped to get this out. Gosh, you gotta get another one.
Yep. I want the Creighton too. I should have got that instead of another EXP, but oh well.
All right.
EXP.
That new EXP is sick. Have you ran that yet?
I have not.
You gotta get that out. You
Yeah,
gotta see if you have the diff issue, because I know some people are having diff issues. Some people aren't. I'm not. Luckily, knock on wood, my Notorious and Creighton had been getting sent and not landing on throttle every once in a while because stuff happens. But they, knock on wood, they've been holding strong. So
yeah,
I'm curious.
the way it sounds, there was some that just the metal wasn't pressed good enough so that it's exploding. It's actually the spider gears blowing up. So it's some kind of like a quality issue at the factory. So some are good, some are bad.
Yeah, luckily I got some of the good ones. I know somebody in chat last week was saying they got one of the bad ones, but it's all warranty. It'll get covered. But yeah, I understand it sucks, but you know, stuff happens. Happens to every company, really. That's like with my when I had my Sledge, my rear diff and that exploded the first week I had it.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh no, that was the front diff.
Yep.
But they warrantied it, so it's all understandable. I also want to get the 5T back out.
Yes, I have to drive that too because it's sad. I really like that, and I literally only drove it one time after my video, and that's it.
Really?
Yep, it's been sitting there.
I drove mine a bunch. Obviously not on camera, but just I'm like, I'm gonna run this today. And then when the track was updated, when my buddies are here, that was the first thing I put on it.
Yep, I've been buying too much. Like I bought this, and I bought 4 other ones after I got that one. So yeah, I just been buying too much stuff, and then I got hooked onto this thing. And
yeah, I need to get my my Vesla back out. I want to do some things to it. First, I want to put different tires on it. I got to order that elimination kit. What else? A pipe and I think I have a velocity stack and a filter somewhere. I'm not 100% sure though. I might. I also, as much as I want to, I also want to sell the MTXL. If anybody's interested, let me know. And if it has to get shipped, you're paying shipping. I'm not touching shipping on that.
no, probably about $200
at least. I'm not touching shipping.
I forgot I have to change the arms on this. Both of them are broken.
Oh yeah, I forgot you smashed that up.
Yep, I beat the ever living crap out of this thing last time.
That thing was ripping though, man.
Yep.
Was that when you put those tires on it?
Yep. Yeah, it handles so much better. Like it doesn't want to spin out on me.
Yeah, mine was washing out a lot. I got to put, and obviously I'm not the best at driving two-wheel drive, but still, it was just not enough grip.
Yeah, this with these tires, I would say handles better than my DBXL.
Oh, really?
Yep. It doesn't spin out. It's real good. But it could change once I get more power on the bottom, so it's more likely to spin out. We'll see. Because it dogs pretty good until it gets up to the higher RPM or a little higher speed.
Yeah, it definitely takes a minute to get there. Are we frozen? Oh no, we're back. Why are we freaking out right now?
Somebody just donated $5. That's why. I think it might.
But also, my internet's been weird. I gotta call the company and be like, "Come fix this." Are we back?
Yep, and we're still here.
All right, is your stream looking good? Because mine looks choppy.
Mine's fine.
Okay, then I'll just roll with it. It just might be on my end. But Spike, much appreciated, dude. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. That's so weird, Mike. And guys, let me know if it's choppy, because for me it is. I know Gus says it looks good.
Which is weird. Usually I'm the one that has internet issues.
Yeah. Plus, I have OBS running. I have the StreamYard, and I have a web browser open. So my internet might not like that. Spike, that is super appreciated, though. That definitely goes to parts and everything else. There we go. Just a little refresh, I guess, help. Looks good. All right. Well, then it's just on my end. As long as the chat updates, we'll be good. Okay, I can drive a little indoor. Yeah, with the minis, being able to run it indoors is like a huge plus for sure. I'm going to turn the quality down. Just buy me a monster. All right, that's where we'll go, man. For sure. Thank you. Keeps me going. I had one this morning. I only have like one, maybe two in a week. It's always Saturday morning, and it's sometimes Sunday, depending how rough Saturday was. But today, after the live, I got to cut my grass. It's so bad. And my mower battery was dead, so I'm charging that up. What are you getting into this weekend, Spike? Or anybody else in chat? Like I said, we're just chilling right now. I don't think there's no new releases to really go over, I don't think. We went over the Mini XRT already. That looks pretty cool. I would definitely have to get my hands on one of those. But other than that, that's about it. We need to, if you guys haven't watched, the last video I posted was just a wrenching video because the weather was dog poop. But it had to get done anyway. So I was like, let me film it. I haven't filmed a wrenching video in years. But it was just fun. I actually had a lot of fun wrenching on the Outcast again. It's been too long. But she's ready to rip. The next thing I got to do is put this plate on the Mega Creighton.
Don't mind me. I'm just fighting with a Jesus clip.
Oh, there's yeah. What a pain.
Got it.
I hate those things. Yo, you see that fancy tool they have for those?
Yep.
And it like hugs it.
Yep.
Those, like, you wouldn't use it much, but when you go to use it, it would be so handy. Because there's been countless times you like, I'm sure you have, you set it on and you think it's good, and then all of a sudden it goes ping and it's gone forever.
Yep.
FLRC, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy? We're just hanging out. A little slow live today. Nothing too crazy. Just figured, like I said, trying to be consistent with these. We are going to get Avery from M2C Racing on here one week, just to go over like his background, how he got into it, all that stuff. I think that'd be a really cool little like interview hangout. So we're trying to find out a time we can get him on here. We're going to try to get some other people on here. I've talked to a few people just to get people's backgrounds and stuff and just meeting people. You know, it's really crazy that I literally talk to Gus every single day, and we've met doing this. It's crazy.
Yep.
Just stop by, give you channel a little love. Appreciate that, buddy. What's in the box? What's up, buddy? How you doing? We're just hanging out, really. Gus is doing some wrenching on his Vesla. Mine's up on the shelf. I really got to get some stuff for that. But I had some stuff done to the house. I didn't really want to do anything until that was done. But the house was looking good. I had all the siding redone. And, of course, I went with green, my favorite color. That way it matches the side-by-side, the truck, and the garage. All the match. Yeah, I met a lot of cool people in the RC game. KGM. Yeah, KGM is a part of this live stream, too, when he can. Wade, multiple people I would never have met. Yeah, dude, it's crazy, right? Doing good, tired as hell, but, well, hey. Could be worse, buddy. We've all been there. Getting beat up at work, I guess. What's in the box? What's in the box? Where are you located? Obviously, you have to get like super detailed. Just curious. Like, I think I've asked you this before, but I have a horrible memory with that stuff. That and names. You ran your Vesla and broken your new 38.5 stroker. I love the Vesla. Yeah, I have a Vesla over there on the shelf. I want to do some things too. Vesla is definitely a fun truck. I just don't know what those tires would be. That's my biggest complaint so far with that is the tires are not that good.
I put them on the DBXL, and I want to try them on there because I think on that they probably work pretty good just because it's four-wheel drive, but
yeah,
we'll see. If nothing else, I think they may be good for a parking lot, and that way I can go set up like in the school parking lot, rip around.
Yeah, true. Plus, that'd be fun on the those tires on the Vesla in a parking lot for drifting around and stuff.
Right, it would. Doing some brake stands.
Germany,
they smoke. These do smoke.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Germany, yeah, I thought so. I wasn't 100% sure. And in a couple of years, Spain. We want to move that. Hell yeah, dude, that'd be cool. Spain has some cool food, for sure. Sorry, I'm as you can tell by my physique, I'm into food. But that's sick, dude. And that still blows my mind too. People from Germany and all over the place come hang out with us. It's really cool. Those tires are junk. They weigh a metric ton. Yeah. I have a couple sets of tires I'm gonna try on it. We'll get it out there. And also I still need to do more track work. The track needs some work. But I've been saying for a while now I need to get my dirt. But we are getting there. A little at a time. Spike. I have over 800 in parts for the Losi UTB 18. Probably built this weekend. Hell yeah, dude. Let us know how it goes, man. I'm running the Tit Racing Super Spikes. I think that's what KGM ended up getting.
Yep.
188, and they're awesome and cheap. $70 for a set on the rims. Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's what KGM got, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I might get a set because these tires are just a little heavy, but I'll see how it goes once I get her tuned up and everything, and hopefully it'll be all right. Plus, I got the 2-speed to throw in there. I'm making myself more trouble than I need to, but I want to try it with and without just to show the difference.
Yeah, I'm really curious. Are you going to film your install of that 2-speed?
Yes, that I will. I didn't for the clutch spring, but
because I've never seen anybody with a 2-speed on
And
one of
this-
those. They might be out there, but I've never seen one.
And this one is going to be pretty much require video because I'm guaranteeing it's not just going to bolt in because that's a 2-speed for a Baja. And I checked dimensions and everything, and I should be all right. But you know, I haven't pulled the tranny apart yet. There could be something different in there but I'll probably make it work anyway.
Yeah, well, your Gus's custom creations for a reason. You know, you'll make it work. You always do, man.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But I would say this has the hardest brake, trying to get this brake thing in here with those springs and all that and hold it and get the screw started. That is going to be one of the most little pains I think I've ever had on one of these.
I'm not a fan of putting this. You've taken the slipper off, right?
Yeah, I have to get the thing
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
it's a pain to get back on.
Well, if you forget the parts, it is. Like I forgot my bearing, and then I had the spring and the one spring on the wrong side for some. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. So I tried to screw it down, and then the brake was locked up, and I looked and I had the spring in the wrong spot. So yeah, I had to take it apart like 3 times.
I'm eliminating that. I don't want to mess with
And
it.
it's not bad once you get that big nut to start to tighten. And then what I do is I just use my big channel lock, and then I grab onto that stack of springs and then tighten it down, and it works pretty good. Because otherwise, trying to hold that with your hand, that thing's sharp and it hurts pretty good.
Yeah, it pinches you good. I know.
Yep.
But yeah, I made it work. But they definitely did to save the plastic gear that's in there.
Yeah, and I don't even know why. Like mine was tightened so tight there was nothing left in the springs. They were pushed completely flat. So mine was not even a slipper.
But that's another reason why I want to get the Eliminator kit, because I want to convert that spur gear to metal. But that elimination kit comes with a metal gear, so I'm like, I might as well just do it all in one go.
Yeah, and that's why I was going to get that, but then I'm like, no, I want to try a 2-speed because that gets rid of that as well. So
yeah, it's going to be cool as hell. I'm excited to see that. You got rid of your slipper clutch, went with all the black bone, way better performance. Yeah, I bet. But yeah, that's sick. So if you guys don't know Gus, go check him out. Link to him in the description. Link to KGM in the description. What are you doing later tonight, Gus?
I got nothing planned as far as I know. Besides, if it doesn't rain, run a couple RCs and mow the grass.
I got to mow my grass too, which will be in the dead of the heat. But let me know. Maybe we'll meet up, because I know we say this all the time, but we got to figure out a way to get us both streaming. So maybe we could do some tests and see if we can get it working.
Yeah, we should be able to do that today.
That brake system is a joke. You better have a box full of those little springs.
Yeah.
Yeah, 225 gets rid of the slipper. Yeah, I know. I have it on my wish list. I think it's on. I might have it on Detroit Performance. I have so many wish lists on so many sites, but I have it all set up. But it's just funds. You know what I mean? I have funds going to different things. My house just got resided, so in time. And plus, I'm going to get a mini bike because I'm going to do stupid races around my track on mini bikes. If you guys want to see that, I'll do videos. My big butt on a mini bike, just ripping around. And Metz said I told Metz about my idea about doing the races around with teams of 2. And he was like, dude, I am so effing down for that. He was like, I'll go buy one right now. You hope Lozy comes out with a DBXL 3.0 soon. That would be cool. I wonder because the 2.0 wasn't out that long, or was it? Like, I know when we went over it, when I noticed it, and before it was announced, I found it in the magazine they put out, and they just put a towel over it.
Yep. It was in 2021 or 2.
Okay, so it's been 4 years.
or 2022. I'm trying to remember. I could look in my videos and I'll tell you for sure because I bought this one right as soon as they released.
Yeah, so it's been 4 years or so. So yeah, I wonder what a 3.0 would change. And would they still do a gas one? Will they do electric and gas still? Or are they going to phase the gas out, you know?
I don't think they ever will.
I don't think they should either, 100%. But it's just the way everybody's going. Completely new build. Because the 2.0 was a pretty solid upgrade because I had the K&N two-stroke one, and just them making the driveline straighter was a big thing. They moved some other things around. What issue did you have an issue with where the battery box was or something like that though?
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt when you're trying because they changed the battery box, and when you try to turn the switch on or switch, it's you almost have to take the body off to like turn it on and stuff. So it's kind of and that's why I cut it apart and made it the way it is. So it's not like that anymore. But that was one thing. Even though they had to just to kind of move stuff out to straighten the drive line and everything. And then I blew my diff housings. That was the only thing I broke on it actually was the diff housings.
Yeah, they were notorious for that. Even the original ones.
Yep.
That's why I was surprised that they didn't. I don't know if they tried to change them, but they looked the same. But
yeah, there's like webbing on them that wasn't on the old ones, but I'm guessing they're hoping that was enough, but it's not.
Because I have aluminum ones on mine.
Yeah, because what it is, it's basically, you know how it is. It's basically keyed in there, and that case don't have enough thickness to it. So if you get on her hard, and all of a sudden stuff starts warping, and then it like blows the side of the bearing right out of the case.
RPM Nitro, what's up, buddy? How you doing? You got to invest into the 2.0. Servo sucks. Stock tires suck. Shocks and motor too small. I don't know, dude. I think what they come with the 32 Gus. Yep. I didn't think it was too bad watching Gus's videos. Obviously, Gus has one, so he can talk more on that. But I think out of the box, I didn't think it was horrible.
No, I really liked it. It's very like stock. It's very similar to the 5T. Besides the tire sucking is correct. They're not very good tires.
That 5T though, I don't even want to touch it. That thing is set up mint out of the box, dude. Even the stock exhaust, like I know it doesn't sound as cool, but man, it handles so good. It drives great. It's so much fun. Yeah, you can go faster and this and that, but like, dude, just to take it out, put fuel in it, and go boogie, that thing's a hell of a lot of fun. I love the 5T. Like, I know you see that price and you're like, ugh, but dude, that thing's so badass.
Yeah, and it's definitely worth it. Man, I forgot.
Because I had a DBXL, and comparing the two, night and day different. Like the way they handle the suspension work, and you would think the buggy would have a little more cush to it just because the way the suspension is, but not even close, dude. That 5T handles so good.
Yeah, part of it is the shocks are a little too soft. They could use a little bit harder springs, and that would make it handle better.
Yeah,
and I think that's probably the main thing, just because, and it's not bad. It's just not as good as what it could be.
That's true of anything. Like we all look at you right now messing with a Vesla. You know what I mean? Like we all take something out and we're like, you know what? We can use this gearing, whatever.
That's what makes it fun. That's why I almost like ones that are kind of shitty when you get them, but then are better when you modify them. Because then it's part of the fun.
Yeah, 100%. We all like the wrench.
Yep.
Also, KGN 3D printed kit is awesome. Gets rid. Yeah, I have one. The clipless body setup, or cage setup. I have one. Actually, you mentioning that, I need to get that out of my office. It's been sitting on my office desk for a while. I need to put that on this weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that this morning here. He sent me those new ones that are stronger, so
Oh yeah, the revision.
yep, I gotta put those on.
XRT 2.0 would be sick. Yeah, but the XRT I think is pretty good. I think they're gonna do what they do with the X Max, like update stuff here and there, but not really promote it. Just like we made this stronger, we adjusted this, and just V2, V3, V4. You know what I mean?
Yep, where they're just running changes. Yeah, and the only thing I can see really wrong with that is that servo thing. Everything else is pretty good.
What servo thing?
Everybody's constantly busting the servo on the steering servo, like the
Oh yeah, those
tab,
wings
tab.
snap off.
Yep.
Yeah, I did that on mine, but when that happened to mine, I also snapped the chassis in half, so it made sense.
Yep. Yeah, because I've seen lots of people breaking that, and that would be annoying. Even when they put an aluminum servo in there, it was breaking the tabs off. So I think it was M2C, I thought made a plate that bolts in there with like a regular servo, and then it doesn't break off anymore. I could be wrong, but I thought I heard somebody say that on one of the videos.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. They have a lot of Max series parts for their trucks. Check out, I'm not even going to try to say that word. We got so much cool stuff, like a nice light kit for the DBXLE and XRT and others. Nice, dude. You got Sawbox servo. It's at least way better now. Yeah. I don't the Sawbox servos are nice. I had those in my my original Capra I built. The only thing I don't like about them is they're great servos. They're just noisy, and they like, at least everyone I've ever had, even the high end ones I've had, they're just chick, 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 and there's nothing wrong with them. They're just always making noise. And I know it's like a weird thing to say. It's just, you know, pricey but loud. Yeah, like I said, they're good servos. It's just my preference. Honestly, I've been having good luck with Power Hobby servos, I think they're called. I've only ever blown one up in a smaller rig, and I still have a fifth scale one in one of the Bajas that I beat on, and that's been holding up good too. And they're not as expensive, and their specs are almost exactly the same.
Yeah, I used to run the Savics until they started getting them good Amazon servos, and then I switched to those because they're cheaper and honestly better.
Even you look at like the Reefs, like high end 1000 Beast servo, the fifth scale, that's like almost $300 for one servo. The Power Hobby equivalent of that is still expensive, but not as expensive. And I've literally done this, I put them side by side with the specs, and they're exactly the same. Like they might be one or two numbers off on like ounces or whatever, but like, and like milliseconds in speed, but like they're so similar, and the cases look exactly the same. I'm like, why would you even bother? You know what I mean? Oh, Reefs are nuts. I have Reef servos in my my 8XT. I have a Reef servo in my one buggy, and I think I have another Reef servo and something else. They're nuts. But honestly, you know how when you guys turn off your truck and you can turn the tires and you can feel the resistance of the servo? The Reefs are so smooth. You can literally go like this, and they barely make any noise, and they're crazy smooth. Like you wouldn't even think there was a servo in there almost. And but those Power Hobby servos have a little more resistance, but they're so similar, man. But you could definitely tell Reef servos are high end when you use them.
Yeah, and the reason they probably used a slightly better motor so they don't need quite as much gearing. Like the gearing is usually what makes them hard to turn. Yeah. And I think they run coreless motors as well, so that helps out.
Yeah, they're nuts. They're like, that's why I got them for my dream build Nitro Truggy, because obviously it's a dream build. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to get them. And after getting them, I was like, holy hell, there's a reason why they're what they are.
See, I'm seeing why these arms are breaking on these things.
Why is that?
There's cold shuts exactly where it broke on both of my other arms on these new ones, where you can see the line in there where the plastic kind of flows
it
into
goes
the mold
together.
and it
Yeah.
doesn't like completely bind together. Kind of like that's the reason the old arms broke all the time, because they had those cold shuts in there.
Yeah. Makes sense. Scott, what's up, buddy? How are you? Chris, how you doing, buddy?
And that's got to be it, because after I broke it, I ran the thing for 2 tanks of gas and nothing else broke. So,
Well, you also did a couple nose end
yeah,
over ends. So
yeah, the one that was not on film, it would have been amazing if it was on there, because I was going as fast as she would go, and I hit that dirt pile because I wasn't paying attention. I forgot the dirt pile was there, and I hit it, and it just shot up in the air like whoa, 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 and then hit, and then wham, wham, like just end over end. It was not happy.
These new Perfect Pass servos are insane. Yeah, I heard the Perfect Pass ones are good too.
Yep, a little expensive, but they're pretty good.
But like I said, if you're looking for like a mid-budget friendly, like mid, I'm not saying they're cheap, but they're like mid-range. I've been having good luck with the Power Hobby ones. So, and plus, there's sometimes I want to get like the super high-end stuff, but like we're not made of money, so you kind of try to find the budget-friendly stuff. You know what I mean?
Put my arm on backwards.
I've done that. Here, I got to show you guys. I don't know if it shows up on camera that much, but how off this front end of this is. All right. So that tire's straight. Look how far off that one is. I got to do some adjusting there.
I don't know if you're going to be able to adjust that out.
I don't know either.
I would check your rack to make sure you don't have something broken in there.
I did. I had the front and rear ends off, and everything's fine.
Huh. That's weird. It's that far off.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like if I try to make them so what I'm going to do is obviously power it on, center everything up, and just get it close. It's not a race car. Yep. It's not a drag car. I just need it enough to go straight-ish, and I can yep. make it work.
Yeah, I usually like to run a little bit of toe out so they steer better.
Yeah, it's like way off.
You just got a lot of bit of toe out.
Off like that doesn't have that many threads showing, but the other side does. So I'll have to adjust both sides.
Yeah,
kind of bring them together. But again, if you guys go back and watch my old videos, the things I did to this truck, and the fact I was able to rebuild it and not really have to do too much says a lot about the platform, I think, because this thing was literally beaten since day one and was not taken care of very well. When I broke something, I'd fix it most of the time, or I'd duct tape it back together and keep going. So,
yeah, you ran that one extremely hard. Probably the hardest you run anything, I think.
No, 100%. Like, the opening of my videos is that flying over KGM's, I'm not KGM, Addicted to RC's head. And that doesn't give it justice on how high that jump really was.
Yeah, because you had to be up damn near 30 feet to clear them like that. So that's up there.
Yeah, dude. Addicted, speak of the devil. What's up, buddy? Heck yeah, I've got some Arma special servos in my V3. Amazon servos in your V3 Notorious, but only cost 35. That fast as hell, strong too. Yeah, dude. Like I said, budget friendly. Sometimes, like I said, it's all cool to have the super high end stuff, but like you can't always get it. You know what I mean? As much as we want it.
Yeah, especially if it's something you break it often because of the abuse. So it's like they're both going to break. So why not just buy the cheaper one?
Yeah, true. So what's your next RC?
Shit.
My next RC, I have no idea, dude. I have so many things, and I want to sell one. Honestly, I've been looking at that XRT Mini. Eventually, I'd like to get one at some point. I don't know when, but I think that'll probably be one at some point. But right now, I'm just having fun with what I got.
Yeah,
Mini Max for you.
I'm
Sorry.
not getting anything for a while. I still have my mini LMT and my mini or my Grom Mojave I haven't ran yet, and I've got an EXP to run yet. So
Yeah, dude.
I need to start running some stuff.
Same. That's why I'm gonna get rid of the one. I'm like, I got so many. And plus to recoup some stuff from the house getting done and stuff. So that'll be. I don't want to, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
This mini XRT, oh boy, you gotta admit, Trax has nailed it. Do you have one addicted? I'm not surprised if you do. It looks sick. Like I said, it's cool. Obviously, it's just a shrunken down XRT, but still, like, the thing's badass. Yes, you do. Have you ran it yet? I'm not surprised. So, Gus, when are you planning on trying to put that 2-speed in that thing?
Maybe this weekend, depending at what my garage shopping trip goes like. If I get what I'm looking for, some parts for my next build, and if I get those, I might start that instead.
Gotcha.
Because I found a garage sale that has some old lawn tractors with hydrostatic transmissions, and I need one of those for what I'm building.
Dude, guys, again, if you guys don't know Gus, go check him out. Link in the description. He makes some cool stuff.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
If everything goes right and I get the right one, this one should be about twice the size of Mater.
That's insane. And if you guys don't know what Mater is, it's a 110cc kids quad that Gus made a remote control just because somebody said he couldn't do it, and then he did it, and then he put a Power Wheels Mater body from the movie Cars on it. So he has videos of it. Go check it out. So his new build's gonna be bigger, and it's gonna be sick. So because Gus is a man of little words, so I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, you do the talking.
Gotcha. Only my top 2 RCs have BP servos, because you're right. When you have multiple rigs, there's no way you could. Yeah, exactly. And it's quote unquote the best stuff. Is a reef servo that good? Yeah, but is a mid-range servo that bad? No. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and for a basher, that's plenty fine. Like you don't need perfect steering and all that, because bashers, they're a little bit loose and stuff. If you're racing, that's a different story. But for bashers, they're plenty fine.
Yeah, that's why, like I said, I'm going to make the front end of the Outcast straight-ish and just send it. Like I'm not doing pinpoint turns here.
Yep. And just like he said on the body, what's the point? You run it twice and it's going to look the same way again. So
yeah, it's held together with zip ties.
Yep.
Just like the original one. I still have the original red body. There's at least 90 zip ties on that thing. What's the name of the Amazon big servos? Do you know, Gus?
There's the JX servos. Those I really like. Those are probably my favorite. The big ones, like fifth scale.
I don't know. You looking for a fifth scale one, bud? Probably, because he was talking about having a Vesla and stuff. So he's probably looking for a fifth scale. Please hold. But yeah, it's I'm honestly pumped about Gus's new idea that he wants to make. Definitely go check him out. And I've been bothering him about making videos and stuff. So there'll be he has some newer videos, but when he starts doing that mad scientist stuff and building stuff, wait, man, the stuff he comes up with is nuts.
It looks like Jax has a 5th scale servo, 70 kilogram.
What was the name?
JX.
JX.
Yeah, it's the one I run in all my Armas. Well, except the reefs. I got reefs in the speed car.
There you go, bud. JX servos.
Yeah, I'll even get a link and put it in the chat.
Oh yeah, I forgot you could do that. Proline increasing prices here. My Badlands on the MTXLE are up to 220 to 260. That's insane. Yeah, that's expensive, man. But you said you're in Germany, right? That's rough, dude.
It won't let me use it because the link is too long.
Really?
Yep. Because you can only put so many characters in, and it's got like a 9 mile. Let me see.
But either way, at least he has the name. It's JX Servos.
Yeah, I'll just take the name, and he should be able to find it. The title.
Yep, X-Max is up to 1,300. That's, well, in the U.S., what were they, like 11 or 1,200? So that's honestly close to the same.
Yep.
There's the name of the servo for you, bud. Thank you, guys.
Almost forgot to tighten my nut.
You guys check your nuts? We're children.
Yep.
Man, of course, before I went live, it was all shady and cloudy, and now the sun is just out. It's like, oh, you're going to cut your grass soon? Here's some sun.
It's the opposite for me. It knows that I'm going to go out and try to drive, and it's clouding up. We're supposed to it was supposed to rain all day, but it sounds like it should only be a couple hours, so I should be able to get out there.
Yeah, you only own 5th scales. Yeah, that's what I figured. So, yeah, that's the servo he recommended. The JX one, you could probably just copy that and paste it right into Amazon, and it'll pop up.
Yep. Yeah, and I've had real good luck with their servos. The only time I've blown one is in my fire team, but that had nothing to do with the servo. The ESC was bad, and it shorted out the BEC, so it was sending 6S to the servo. So, yeah, they didn't like that.
That's what happened to my reef servo in my TLR Typhon. The ESC is messed up and blew up my servo.
Yep.
I was so mad. It was brand new. It was the first run.
Yeah, same for me. I put 2 of those in there, brand new servos, and fried them both within like 2 minutes when I was camping. And I was like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, it's I was like, son of a, because like I said, it was a brand new reefs too. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yep, and those aren't cheap.
No. And I'm sure I might be able to warranty it through them, but like that's not, to me, that's not cool, just because like it was no fault to the servo. It was the ESC.
Yep.
Because like if I know I'm the reason something broke, I'm not going to try to get a warranty for it. Like, I'm a big boy, I understand. But obviously, if it's something that I don't control, different story. But
yeah, I'm the same way. And for me, I don't think I've ever warranted anything except for my Kaiju when I first got it, because they had issues with some parts on that. And then one of my Red Cat's crawlers, when they first came out, they had bad the pot metal was bad in the gear, in the diffs, and they would strip out, and they sent me free parts on those. But other than that, I don't think Well, I've tried with my Traxxas twice, and that's why I got rid of my Traxxas, and I have not bought another one since because they don't warranty nothing.
Dude, and like I've said this before, I'm so surprised when you guys say that because I've had them warranty HD arms on my X Max once because honestly, it was before I even started beating on it hard. One of the HD arms was just cracked.
Yeah.
And he was like, "We normally don't warranty these, but we'll warranty it for you." They warranted my front diff on my sledge, and they warranted a nickel metal hydride battery for me, even though it was like a year old. But I'm like, it shouldn't be not taking a charge after a year. And obviously, it cost them like $2 for a nickel metal hydride to send me. But like, I've never really had that big of an issue. It's crazy that some of you guys do.
Yeah, I used to have good luck back in the day because you could actually just go to the dealer and the dealer would take care of you, but we don't have a hobby shop anymore. So I have to call them, and I must get the guys that don't like me because they're always like, nope.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you're not the only one, obviously. I've heard other people have the same issue, but luckily I've been pretty good with it.
Yeah, and it just depends, and that's the way it goes. You know, sometimes it depends on who's working and what kind of mood they're in, and you know.
Yeah,
maybe I'm too nice. Maybe I need to go in there and be like, "Listen here, mother effers."
Dude, I was nice. Never really had it because I was just like myself, like talking to you guys. I'm like, "Hey, dude, like I don't understand why this happened." I was like, if I was beating on it, I understand, but like this just is broken. Like,
Yep.
What's it about? You're not a fan of the fire team? Looks weird. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of my fire team either. That's why I sold it. It was okay. The tires were super meh to me. And same thing with the body. I thought it kind of looked like something you get at Walmart. Like it was a cool truck. Like it handled all right, but I wasn't a big fan of it either.
And that body is so heavy, it really messes with the handling of it. So it's not. It's more of a scale type driving thing, but at the same time, the way it's set up, it's not really good for scale driving either. So I'll be right back. I got to go find what I did with those parts from KGM.
All right, buddy.
I'll mute myself so my cat will come in here, start talking to you guys
again. You're about to hit the order button now. Hell yeah, dude. Like I said, if Gus recommends them, you can pretty much say that they're decent, you know. What's in the box? Take it easy, buddy. I appreciate you being here. Sergeant J, what's up, buddy? Sergeant J has a Vesla too. He decked out. What do you put on it? I think you put a pipe, elimination kit. I think you swapped out the carb too. I think that might be it. You can correct me if I'm wrong, obviously, Sergeant J. Sergeant J also converted one of his DBXLs to electric. That's super badass too. He still has a gas one, but he also has an electric one now too. Super sick. You're muted, Gus.
Yeah, that works better, don't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, these are quite a bit beefier. I bet these are going to hold up good. If I had some that weren't broken, I would compare them, but it's so broken, it's kind of hard to show how they look better.
Yeah, he showed us that design, the new design versus the old design. Definitely looks beefier. But mine are still, like I said, in my office. I have to put those on. The design is legit though. The way he set that up.
Yep.
A little mad scientist with him and his 3D printer.
Yeah. I'm kind of jealous of him with that thing. I need to get me another one.
Dude, me too. And he's always like sending me like pictures of stuff he's doing. I'm like, I'm so jealous right now.
Right?
But he's also the reason why I didn't get one. He's also the reason why I didn't get one because he got a Vesla and then he taught me. You got a Vesla, and then he was talking crap to me, and so I got a Vesla, and
Yeah.
then he corrupted Sergeant J, and he got a Vesla. So it's all KGN's fault, really.
Yep.
Pipe, slipper, eliminator, same car, but swapped for a working one. Gotcha. Then the spindles and hubs, custom wrap on it. Yeah, Sergeant J went balls to the wall with his. 2 in the cart. Hell yeah, dude. Like I said, come back next week. Let us know if you get them by then. Let us know how you like those servos. Like I said, they're the ones that Gus recommended.
The other thing really cool about how he built this, it retains the nut. It retains your nut for you.
Yeah, dude, that's what one of my biggest complaints with that. Like, obviously, yeah, it's kind of a pain to back the screws out, but the fact that I have to reach in and hold that nut so it doesn't fall and disappear, like, you gonna capture that? Like,
yep.
I got a bitchin' new sun hat coming, guys, because obviously I live in Florida now, so I wear a sun hat when I'm cutting the grass and stuff. I got one of those real big ones, and it has 2 fans built into it, so I'm super pumped about that.
It has fans in it?
Yeah, dude, they're solar powered fans.
Oh, I got to get one of those then. Is that the one you showed me?
Yeah, it's the one I sent you the link. Or yeah, I sent you the link.
Yeah, I didn't check on the thing. I just kind of looked at it. Huh.
Yeah, and you can charge them USB-C or just let the solar panels work. And they have 2 or 3 speeds on each fan, and they're vented on, and the hat's vented on the side. And the reviews are great. And what's his name? Aldo Loyal, if you guys know him, he I don't know if he wants to tell you guys, but he works outside all the time in the Florida heat, and he swears by the hat. He's like, dude, this hat is badass. He loves it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get myself one. And I think it was on sale for like $25.
Yep. Yeah, it was $10 cheaper than that straw hat I was going to get. Or
yeah, and like I
hat.
said, sorry, it sounds weird that we're talking about sun hats, but we're fat and it's getting hot out. So you upgraded the servo post also. The other one was flexing like mad, the stock one. It's something to keep an eye on then. That's like on the 6S Armas, the new ones. It's the same thing. That little plastic arm for steering would flex, and I wasn't getting full steering because of it. Hell yeah. Man, watching you wrench on that makes me want to get my Vesla back out.
Yeah, I think not yet, but I did bend the chassis on this a little bit from my stupid crash, so I'm probably going to get that one from what you call it, Detroit Performance.
The chassis?
Yep, I bent her in the front, just right where the steering's at. I can see her how she's sitting like this.
Just like on the Bajas.
Yep.
I'm surprised they don't make this kind of plate here, unless they do, and I just haven't seen it yet, because they make these for the Bajas.
Yep.
To reinforce the front. I'm surprised they don't have that, or they might, like I said, but I haven't seen it to reinforce the front on that.
I'm tempted just to do like M2C's bash bar and just go pick up a stick of 1/4 inch 775 and just make my own, pull everything off, drill all the holes through.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be hard to do.
No, because the only part that has any kick up is in the front, and that's the only thing bad about 775 is that is a beast to bend.
You're a big boy. You'll make it happen. Make the boy do it.
Oh yeah, we got 200-300-pound guys. We'll get her done.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got an SRE 38 with a +4 millimeter crank, HDA 48 carb, and one of our custom exhaust. Whoop, that thing rip right up. Woke that thing right up. It's nuts now, dude. It sounds nuts. I bet you it is. And a custom exhaust, that's cool. I need to get a pipe for mine at some point. Like I said, here and there, I gotta be good for a little bit right now. But yeah, we'll I'll deck mine out when I get some time and extra funds. Sorry guys, I don't mean to be like itching my back on camera, but I got an itchy back, and these screwdrivers work wonders.
Need a back scratcher?
Yeah, I got a back scratcher inside. I need to get one for the shop. Now that you said that, or just get like one of those those things they put up for horses that you can rub against.
Yeah.
And like cows can do it. I just get one of those and mount it on the wall in the shop and just rub on it randomly.
The brush with the motor, and when you lean on it, yeah.
But what are we? Oh wow, we're already a little over an hour.
Yep.
We're gonna end it. Like you said, I try to keep these about an hour. Next week we're going to push it an hour. We're gonna start at 10. That way, Gus don't have to wake up as early or like wake up and then come right to the stream because we have a time difference. And people on the East Coast or West Coast might be able to catch it a little easier just because it'll be 7 a.m. instead of 6 when it starts. So again, this is a work in progress. Hopefully tonight me and Gus can kind of figure out a way where he can stream at the same time so you guys can watch him and me at the same time. Because again, this isn't just my show; it's Gus's and KGM's also. So they're linked in the description down below. We're gonna try to figure that out tonight. Come hang out with us next weekend, 10 a.m. I gotta remember to say that in videos now. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday morning RCs. I know Gus is a man of little words, but he appreciates everybody that comes and hangs out with us.
For sure.
And, definitely check out his videos. Again, he's a mad scientist, so he's got something cooking. We don't want to ruin it for you guys, but he said he needs to go find a hydrostatic transmission from a riding lawnmower. Or is it a riding lawnmower?
Yeah, or a zero turn. Zero turn would be ideal.
Or a zero turn. And it's going to be remote control. So he's got some things cooking. So definitely go check him out. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out or the downvote. Either way, it helps. And I'll end it like I always do. Wherever you're in the world, have a good morning, afternoon, or night. And we'll catch you guys next week, 10 a.m.
All right, have a good one, guys.